Welcome back, everybody, to game number 3. We are breezing through our series today, as we have been throughout the ESL One Genting group stage, as we get ourselves into the draft. Let's just go. Let's just go.
Let's head into a draft. We have NaVi versus Mineski. It's 1-1 right now, and this game, we're going to see the PL banned out. Very often we see this, like, oh, you played this in the previous game, let's ban it. You played this in the previous game, let's ban it.
Like, oh, both of us are first picking Bane, let's ban it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bane was quite a strong hero in both the games for sure. Tiny has not been in this series at all. I appreciate the fact that they removed him in the first phase because I feel it's that strong of a hero. Ooh, that's a nice hero to see coming out immediately. The Sand King.
Yeah, very versatile. Ice, Jabs, Ninja Boogie, they all play it. Very good across the board there for them. But
not as common of a first pick though. No. But it's nice to see it. A little bit of refreshing.
I mean, another hero is the Lycan that we've not seen banned or picked throughout the entirety of this series.
Kind of crazy, actually, especially with the Night Stalker, of course, being part of the game. But I don't know. I feel like perhaps these teams have scrimmed each other a lot and know the outcome if one of them picked Night Stalker or Lycan or what happens. But in general, we have seen very good success at this event, and of course, Lycan is a beast recently as well. So surprising for sure. He hasn't been played.
He's definitely one of Crystallizer's and Navi's heroes as well, right?
Yes,
yes,
he is.
You think about the Chen, the Enchantress, they're both left in the pool. They're still there available to go for if Navi want to pick up one of them.
Building a push lineup, they could do something like that.
Go down that line again.
We have seen Enchantress played a lot here. AA gonna come back as an opening. Yeah, Navi was always a team that enjoyed playing AA. Honestly, it's been one of their trademark heroes, and AA Void coming out early. We talked about Void and how they play it both on the offlane and on the carry, so another one of those kind of ambiguous picks where it could work as either core position there.
There's also the sneaky chance for Dendi to play AA mid, but we'll keep that quiet. Yeah. We'll keep that very quiet for now. Don't tell anyone. Yeah. But I do like the AA pick is like a block pick as well, because Sand King AA is such a good combo together. You know, two supports or a support and an offlaner that can potentially kill any core hero, you know, throughout the game once you have that level 6 on AA. Goes nicely with a Void, with a combo you've got there with a Chrono, but Mineski, they'll come back with the Chen Sand King now in the first phase.
Can be tough though, because Chen, sure, he's quite good in general at pushing and so on. He can deal with the sort of lacking AoE spells in the early game of the Ancient Apparition, but later on, when anyone gets caught, it's always going to be an Ice Blast on top of them, and then Chen can't save them with the ulti, so it is not the easiest to play Chen against AA.
It has been a while since Mineski's picked up Chen. About 2 weeks ago, they defeated TNC with a Chen pick, but outside of that, it's either been banned or picked against them or just ignored, so not something that Mineski kind of...
Probably inspired by this series, the fact that it was just played as well.
But brought back to the forefront of their imagination.
Perhaps they're just trying to take a little bit more control of the early game here compared to the previous game that they just played. I feel like they didn't really have a clear plan in the previous draft, at least not a plan that seemed viable against what Navi were doing. So I would love to see Mineski be a little bit more reactive in their picks, at least in the second phase, and try to build something that can come online earlier, because their draft was very laid back. Whereas Navi, they're already going at it again, very clear cut here. You pick AA, you pick Void. We can see the combination already. When they have level 6, they can immediately start looking for big kills, and they scale super hard into a late game. So this is some much more direct lines, a sharper draft.
So when Navi picks something like this, where there is definite wombo combo potential, Chrono plus Ice Blast is super good at killing, you know, any number of heroes in the game. Do you start fearing as Mineski that you need to pick up some kind of save hero, or do you just focus on what you have and try and build up your own draft?
I think you should definitely consider playing on offlane Sand King and then SD support, because SD Chen, definitely not a bad combination. You can set up for the creeps to go in and stomp, then you have a save, and I think that could work really well for them. It's not so much that you get forced into having a save, but it is good to have something against it. You could also always opt for a late game or for an OD pick as a good counter. Having the Imprison against Void is super good. Forces the Chronosphere to go on the OD always.
Medusa banned out. Remove one of those heroes that potentially can't be killed in the Chrono with the Ice Blast. The tanky Snake Lady taken out. Would have been nice to go along with that Chen, the kind of army around her. Very, very strong. So good ban there from NaVi. As we get into the second phase, Mineski take out the Doom. Scared of that general Doom coming out, but also, again, the flexibility, the 4-roll Doom could be there for someone like Roger or Seneko to kill off the Chen creeps that we saw earlier on today. But NaVi, this is where you start opening things up. You know, you've got
They're
one more
have
combo.
to show some more cards.
Got lane pressure so far. Ancient Apparition amplifies a ton of magic damage, so you could think about some heavy nukers to come in to lay damage into the Chrono.
I think Earth Spirit or something. Okay, Kunkka. That could be either carry or position 4 as well. One of the good things, or I say carry, mid. That's where it would likely be played if core. But this is some really clear combinations. The Chronosphere, they can then follow up with the ship. They have beautiful bursts. Their teamfight is quite strong. What are we going to see out of Mineski? The Rasta. That's a strong nice hero to pick up against the Void.
Push power.
It's push power, but also provides some disable against the Time Walk. So now you have a reasonable chance to burst down this Faceless Void in the form of, Shackle, Hex, and the stun from Sanking. So definitely like that pickup here.
That's a lot of chain CC, right? And Shadow Shaman's super good at setting up for like a Chen gank, so no matter where you are on the map, if you run, aggro lanes, safe lanes, whatever you're doing, a Hex into Shackles allows you to, clap, stomp, Dark Troll, net, whatever it may be, to get into action with a Chen.
Looks like one of those lineups for NaVi where they could go for a Mirana pick themselves and just play that. Moon did play it earlier on the side of Mineski, but I think it could work out really well in all these different combinations you have here.
The Dendi Mirana? Oh, they come back with an Enchantress for now.
Okay.
Could be off lane. Well, we're still not sure where any of these heroes are going.
I don't think that NaVi are entirely decided if it's going to be off lane or not, but most likely it's going to be off lane. The thing is, you don't know what carry you're going up against. Yeah. You do know the supports, though. The Rasta is quite good at holding you in place. If there's like a Rasta Juggernaut or something, could be a tough lane for Ench to solo.
Rasta Gyro, maybe. You were mentioning that in the other game. Could have been good. So we're kind of sure that it's a 5-roll AA, and that's about it for NaVi, right? The rest of the heroes very flexible in their options.
They really are. I mean, very likely it's just going to be a carry Void, I feel here. Yeah. Off-lane Ench and the two supports of AA and Kunkka, and they're still looking to pick up their mid. That feels like the most likely scenario. Lifestealer, also a good hero against Ench, so they're anticipating the Ench off-lane as well, feels like. And they had an Infest Bomb now into Sanking. Quite a good burst.
So Lifestealer against Ench, what you've got the Rage against Untouchable, Kill Creeps with Infest. But you're also just life-stealing away a lot of the harass, right? With Feast.
You are. You have a little bit of extra sustainability from that, but mainly it's just the fact that you can Rage and actually bring down Enchantress. A lot of carries struggle to deal good damage into her. But during a Shackle, you can probably kill her if you have level 3 Rage or something like that. So Tinker gets removed.
Again.
Good respect.
No messing around with a Tinker of Moon.
Tinker is just one of those nasty heroes to play against, though. When someone is comfortable on Tinker, it can be super annoying to deal with.
What about an SF here for NaVi? Could they fit a Dendi Shadow Fiend into the mix?
They definitely could. They have the different setups for it to make it possible to play. It can be a little bit scary to play it against Chen sometimes when he comes in with repeated ganks. However, they get to see Mineski's pick first. So Mineski will have to show their cards mid. They will have to say what hero they're going to play, and NaVi are the ones who can counter that. So the last pick is often very, very reactive to what the opponent is picking.
Yeah.
That's why you leave the mid lane for last very often, because that's your high impact early game control kind of hero.
The trouble for Mineski, I feel, is that if you let's just hypothetically, if you want to go down the route of say a Dragon Knight, there's a Viper and an OD in the pool. Banning one means that the other one's still there. So you've got all of this numerous options that can counter your heroes. You have to pick one that ticks a bunch of boxes for yourself and also isn't countered by something NaVi can pick, right?
Could go for their Mirana as well. Again, of course, it's still on the table if they want to. Well, they get to remove one of the hard counters. That's the benefit. They're thinking really hard about what hero is going to be the most annoying for the hero they want to play right now. They probably have made up their mind already what hero they have for mid. But they just want to decide on the best ban. So Queen of Pain is a hero that they don't want to play against. And it's going to be a Storm Spirit. Still think that Shadow Fiend is quite good then. Storm Spirit does not do too well against SF. He has to go close all the time for a Remnant, and that's very dangerous when the races start stacking up. But it is, of course, a super good taxi for the Lifestealer. The Infest bombs are going to be real in this game.
And there are kind of very few heroes from the 2 role that offer you, solid instant lockdown on a Storm, right? Unless you have someone that buys a Hex later on, but that's obviously much later into the game. And right now, Chrono...
They're suffering. They're suffering in the stun department, for sure. At least good control against the Storm. They're going to go with TA. All right. That's one that I really enjoy watching. Dandy TA.
Thoughts?
I think it fits quite well. There's not too many things that can burst down the refraction. That's obviously the first thing that you look towards. Other than that, it fits nicely in the sense that Crystallize going to be playing that carry Voids. Now with TA, the two of them can really get out of control here if not focused. So we'll see if they can focus on mid. It is going to be Ice playing the offlane Chen.
They're going to swap, right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't think so. I think he's actually going to do it. Offlane Chen is interesting. Really interesting to watch. I've been playing it so many games, so I can talk about it at length.
Very good.
If they don't swap.
Offlane Chen. Well, we'll see what he does. He's got a nice little wolfy set there.
He does. It could be that he's just picking it for a set. I haven't seen this one before, actually. The wolf.
I've seen Snith wear this one before, I'm sure.
I see. I guess Snith has an entire wardrobe for his Chen cosmetics.
He sure does. 7,000 euros worth of Chen items.
Yeah, but Dandy TA is quite legendary. He's really good at it. And
against the Storm, again, same kind of deal with the Shadow Fiend, right? Storm wants to get into the creep wave for Remnants, gets very close, and that's where Slyblade Splash comes into action for Dandy.
I think that Storm Spirit has a little bit of an easier time getting a farm trade against TA than SF, but it can get out of control. If you lose too much HP, then you simply cannot do anything anymore on Storm, whereas SF can still at least try to go up for a race. So we'll have to keep close attention to this mid lane, because it is a little bit volatile, the matchup. Are they going to swap back, or are they keeping it? They're keeping it.
They're keeping it.
All right.
So, Wagamama.
Yes.
Offlane Chen, my dude, walk us through.
I've played this probably 15 games in this patch, or at least 15 games, and I can tell you the big strength is that you can send back the creeps. But obviously, you could do that as a support as well, so why not? The thing is that support Chen... Wait, we're going to see some moves here. Are they actually running into each other? They're going to collide here on the mid lane, and... it's a little bit of a loss for NaVi, since they're the ones who drop a ward and get spotted doing so.
And there's already a sentry on Ninja Boogie to come and de-ward this. If they know...
They probably will.
Should know.
They probably will anticipate it, but they didn't really see it. They just ran out of smoke. And I think Enchantress was the one who planted the ward, but she has one more ward in her inventory. So it's not so telling. Oh, there's a sentry dropped by Roger. Okay, so let's go back to the topic. The thing is, as a support Chen, it can be quite hard to impact the lanes at a speed that's high enough, right? You're jungling a bit, and then you're striking a lane, but most of the time you're just staying in the jungle doing nothing. You're not really impacting the game fast enough. And it is very risky. If you don't succeed with the gank, it takes a long time to rebuild the army. Whereas an offlane Chen can actually harass the enemy safe laner quite a bit and still play a decent lane. We're gonna see Mushi down here as well. Are they swapping lanes?
What's going on?
They have to be swapping lanes then.
Yeah, they've got TPs, I guess, so they can move themselves around.
This is very interesting. I think he should already move, but he's securing the lane for Mushi first, and then he's got a TP top, I guess, with Chen.
Interesting.
This is very strange what we're seeing now.
Mushi on his previous game as Lifestealer went for the Battle Fury build and looked incredibly good with it. Secure themselves a victory very quickly for themselves. So we'll take a look at that in a little bit as that lane gets all matched up. Mid lane, though, is going to be the interesting one, it feels like. Moon up against Dendy, Storm against TA. Already the Observer Ward has been removed. I'm assuming Storm got his hands on that, but no, in a second we'll move back up to top. Chilling Touch there. Ice taking an absolute beating as they chase him down, and one more punch from Roger secures that kill.
Offlane Chen, lul. Well, the thing is, he didn't get to send home his creeps, right? He sent home the carry's creeps and then had to TP top, and now he doesn't have TP ready because of this. I don't know why they stayed with Chen bottom after they decided to swap lanes. Probably a last-second decision.
Is he going to jungle now?
I think he might have to, because you're not supposed to have this kind of a situation.
Moon! This is the Radiant side of the river.
What are you doing here, buddy?
Dire hero. Roger and Seneko both come in to try and force him back. Now, Moon doesn't have a lane to go to.
This is a long time that he's not going to be on the lane. He's going to fight his way out of this. And it's not that easy to bring him down, actually. I don't know if they're going to be able to kill him.
Roger's holding the torrent just in case the TP comes. Moon looking to maybe deny to neutrals, but Seneko's there with a final punch.
The torrent holding the neutrals away while they kill him with the right clicks. So smart.
This is huge for Dendi though, right? He gets a ton of free time mid lane.
It is massive. That was a very long time of Storm being away from the mid. We already see half a level advantage, and that makes quite a bit of difference here. Level 3 before the Storm.
Did Moon play TA this tournament already? I feel like we've seen Moon on a bunch of different heroes.
I don't think I've seen Moon. Oh yeah, he did play TA once. Yeah, I think so, for sure.
Yeah, Moon played TA against it was against LFY. That was that game where they absolutely slaughtered them.
He was the one who dismantled the Shadow Fiend mids on his own.
Oh, it was the OP? Yeah.
It was the game where they just had a clean 1v1 mid and no support was there, and yeah, that was interesting to watch. Jabs trying to get the courier snipe here, but he is already bound to fail as the courier is going to deliver boots to AA.
And there's an Invis Kunkka mid with X Torrent. Moon playing very safely.
They know it though.
Know what's up. I feel something coming. Scan from the Radiant also catching out a little bit of info there on Jabs as he moves in to try and zone Dendi, but Observer Ward taken out thanks to this wonderful sentry that sat there for a good 3 minutes now.
Yeah, that sentry. It was, the long play, waiting for it. They knew there was going to be a ward eventually.
Well, they must have dewarded this because the Radiant Obs got killed, right? So there must have been a Dire sentry that also got dewarded, but Moon X'd after the torrent landed into the cold feet. That is such a nice combination. Doesn't even snap him in place. Just Dendi with the damage there as Seneko secures.
And look at top lane. Ice is actually starting to assert some control over this lane now. He's able to farm quite a bit. He's getting good CS. He's top CS actually, after having been first blooded and swapping lanes and not doing what he wanted to do. He is actually top CS. And Crystal Ice not having the easiest times. These are 2 strong creeps that Chen got his hands on.
Yeah, they sure are. And he's going to get potentially a Centaur here, but
he's going to try to get the bounty rune.
4 minutes is coming. Seneko running across. He's been spotted though. Ice knows
creeps coming in from behind. Dangerous for AA.
It really is. Bounty rune will go the way of Ice. Torrent won't land. In come the creeps, down goes Seneko. Void comes across, but it's not just that, but Ice stacks for himself. He can send the Sato back home to go and heal, then come back out to lane.
It's so nice that you can send home the creep and then recall it as well. It's one of the big components for a off-lane Chen, where you don't roam around so much, but you just want to stay here. He's going to go down probably to this gank, though. X-Mark coming in.
Oh, I'm scared about Mushi dying bottom lane, but you're right, top. There's the X-Mark into the damage. Down goes Ice.
Mushi is going to take down as well. The AA Q finally gets him 2 kills at the same time for NaVi. Good rotations.
Yeah, General somehow managed to zone Mushi all the way back from lane, chasing him through the jungle. Ninja Boogie and Jabs unavailable to come in and save him, so even with all of this kind of manipulation of the waves, of the lanes, Mushi not having the perfect kind of free farm time that he maybe would have expected or liked to have as General. Level 5, now going to get gone on. Jabs in with a stun. They have the Shackles and the Rage here to do the damage in, and with the heal, not enough through the Ether Shock level 2 of Ninja Boogie. They do bring down the Enchantress at long last. Look at this. Ice stacking and farming.
He's getting a lot of farm with this build. Man. This is very interesting to see. He has 3 creeps and they're all quite strong right now. So he's getting a lot of farm for himself. Just gonna jungle it up a little bit while pushing out the lane.
He's gonna be level 6 before 6 minutes here, right?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, very, very close to it.
He's very close to hitting it. Actually, that was shared experience on the Centaur.
Oh, because Roger came in.
Of course, you have to share with your enemies.
Unfortunate.
But you're gonna get it from melee creeps here, and I don't know if they want to dive in on this Chen. He knows that they're coming, but he has 3 creeps and he's really strong with this heal.
Oh, Jabs is arriving as well. Sand King, 2-man stun potentially. Always trying to line it up. Does get away from the torrent, but the cold feet snaps in. Hand of God keeps him up. Roger dies. Jabs trying to survive, but
the bash.
One hit bash from Crystal Eyes. He knows what's up. I don't think
that's what it means to be number 1.
Is Seneko going to have the same luxury of escaping? Oh, just about gets back to Fountain.
Yeah, he realized that he didn't have enough nuke without the Q, and Dendi actually getting a kill onto Ninja Boogie all the way down here. as he went to check the rune, he just kind of happened to be around here and help out with the kill.
Super important that TA now level 6, Storm just about to hit level 5. So there's the kind of period now where TA has traps and Storm doesn't have ball lightning. Oh, they're going to try and in with a torrent moon. This is tragic, honestly, for the mid lane.
It's beautiful to watch. She even landed one side blade before reaching up, so making max use of the hero there. Beautiful stuff. Dendi, as always, he's never a disappointment on TA.
This is a really interesting game, though. You know, quite often we see...
I mean, a tower push by Chen.
A tower push by... Oh, a Chrono bottom. Mushi dead to impetus shot. Yeah, like, every lane has different stories going on at different times. You know, quite often you see a mirror effect, right? Where one team has, you know, lane A and B going well and okay, and then lane C is poor, and then the other team is the opposite. They have lane C going well, lane B going okay. It's Jabs. Yeah, he's going to die there. But this game is just... kind of not chaotic, but
it's a little bit all over the place. It definitely is. And right now, the biggest story is how the Storm Spirit has to jungle up, and he's only level 5 still, while TA is halfway to level 8. So that's a big advantage. And now,
does Dendi have stacks? Oh, he's got one big ancient stack there for him.
He does, yeah. He's going to be farming away on the medium camp. Probably going to go and stack the ancients right after that, and he's ready to clear that ancient stack as well. He has the power treads, all he really needs for it. AA helping out and stacking that one.
And he can come back and stack the large camp.
Yeah.
So General, after Tier 1 top has gone down, he's finishing off his own treads, moving to the drums. All pretty natural progression there for the Enchantress. But I'm watching Mushi, and I'm really interested to see what kind of build he goes, because you're down 11-3. Your lanes for Mineski haven't gone really well, but you've still got a lot of power behind you.
Yeah, he's not having an easy game, so I'm quite curious as well. I think just armlet first is still good, but with an AA in the enemy team, it's kind of, you know, disincentivizing you from doing so. So we'll see if he decides to go for something a little bit safer, like maybe going into the
Solar Crest Radiance.
Maybe Midas, maybe Solar Crest. I don't think you want to go Solar Crest straight up though as a first item. It's a tough game to itemize for him, for sure. Solar Crest would add the benefit of not being so burstable by the Void and TA, who both are getting quite farmed in this game.
Oh, he's got a while to think about his options, right? Only 800 saved up.
He would have even longer if he died there. But meanwhile,
they found Roger.
Kunkka.
Nice little torrent though, keeps the Chen creeps out.
Chrono? Oh, they don't have it?
Doesn't have it. They used it earlier to kill off Mushi, so Ninja Boogie feeling the pain of the impetus shots, now turning back with the shackles. Hand of God is good, keeping them up and running, but Roger survives. Ninja Boogie dies. The Kunkka still is going to survive. Gets another torrent in onto Jabs. Down he goes. Roger's running, hiding, and surviving. Seneko does take a tumble in mid lane as Moon finds that kill. As General turned around on by Mushi, munching down on the Enchantress, finally brought to her knees, and Crystallized nothing really to give here. Has
a lot
the
of things
Chrono
happening.
Ready.
A lot of things going the way of Mineski right now, but meanwhile we see a chase by Dendi here. He's gonna kill this Storm, I think, if he doesn't get to jump. Drop efficiency, magic wands, and gets to the high ground.
Drops the null, pops the wand, gets up. Very nice.
He gets out nicely.
But yeah, Mineski playing around as Chen, who's level 8 with the drums. Really nicely done.
They have to use the Chen. He's the strongest hero they have right now, and get something done. He did take the top tower, swung down here, got some kills, and now with one more tower taken, he really only wants to go and pressure TA right now.
I can't even start to imagine how good Mushi must feel about the last minute. He went from having phase boots and like 800 gold, all of a sudden he's got armlet pretty much done.
That's true, he got 2,000 gold after all was said and done. That was pretty nice for him for sure.
Chrono time. Crystallize. X-Mark into
Probably won't even need to. Got the ship.
Looks like they're okay, just bring Ice down the good old-fashioned way.
Yeah, they get him. They get him. The Kunkka is really good for setting up kills like this. Whenever you're moving together with multiple heroes and you run into a single guy, they're pretty much guaranteed to die. And he has the Tranquils on Kunkka, so he's super fast. He's gonna mess with Mushi here a little bit. Rage is forced out. The Chrono is available.
Oh man.
Beautiful Chrono even.
Really
even the
nice.
Kunkka could have right-clicked there if he was tankier on lifesteal, but he dies. So NaVi coming back pretty strong here, getting some kills.
Yeah. Very swift and decisive. Now, one kind of yeah, maybe not a problem, but definitely a challenge that Mineski are going to have to think about how they deal with it, is you have this Armlet Lifestealer, you've got the Infest, and you would love to kind of activate him and get the bombs going, right? But Storm in this position really wants to be farming jungle and trying to build back up, right? So you have this kind of catch-22 where you want to utilize the Armlet Infest, but you also want to be kind of farming with Storm. Nice deny from Ninja Boogie. Do you think Moon kind of has to give up the farming pace and just go in?
I think he has to go. I don't think that they should be sitting back and farming because both the Void and TA are going to get monstrously strong. I think Storm has to just accept the fact that, okay, I misplayed or I struggled in the early game and now I have to fight with a little bit less farm. Because right now, you're looking at a TA finishing what's going to be a 12-minute Desolator with Power Treads. Aquila Magic Wand, this is a very, very early timing. He's going to be able to have like a 16:30 easy blink. Oh, gets one kill there. Moon, nice pickup with the AA. Gets out as well.
X-Mark just coming off cooldown.
That's good though, that's exactly what we were saying though. He needs to go and fight, he needs to go and do stuff, put pressure, fight, and you know, just in general, get something done on the map.
What was that?
I think he tried to save his wolf that was getting killed by Dandy.
Okay, fair enough.
Ice.
I mean, how long
cares about his pets, you know?
160-second cooldown, I don't care. I'm going to save my Alpha Wolf.
Not quite sure about that one, yeah.
Bomb with jabs onto Roger. The Shrine is there, popped and nicely played. Roger survives. Gets a Torrent as well. Mushi's been caught with no rage for 7 seconds. He has to armlet toggle his way out of this, but the Cold Feet snaps, and Enchantress with the damage allows Dendi, the TA, to Desolate to swipe down the Lifestealer.
Love the X-Mark and Cold Feet combination. It's so fun to see, you know, no Torrent, just X-Marking, pulling them back and making sure they freeze. It's, I don't think I've seen a team actually use the combination quite like that. Not as actively as they're doing.
Yeah, it's super nice. And this
early Roche being taken here.
This Roger Kunkka seems pretty farmed as well. Like, you look at his net worth, 3k, doesn't seem significant, but Tranquil Soul Ring allows him to be a walking fountain for himself, right? He never needs to go back home, he's just always on the map, ready to go.
Yes, he's getting quite strong, and having that Glimmer Cape later on is going to be very nice against the Storm Spirit. Super early Roshan being taken here by NaVi. Great to use that Desolator as soon as possible, getting the Roche kill. And that's also going to mean that the second Roche spawns faster, which is an important thing to force if you're the one ahead, because you want something so you can go high ground.
Yeah.
So realizing that they have Eng to tank it, they abuse it nicely.
Get the nice little Aegis cycle started early. Mushi with his armlet still trying to hold out in that middle lane. Ice looking to maybe backstab this tier 1, but a smoke from NaVi with a Chrono ready. It looks like Crystallize and Seneko want to get this combo going themselves. With the Chrono into Ice Blast, they'll land it in onto Mushi, and that's him pretty much dead, right? Tries the Infest, nearly gets inside, but the bashes from Crystallize will be enough.
Just no way out of it. We see Moon trying to get a kill here. Does have a DD rune, but he only has level 1 Vortex, and the Centaur was too far away. Meanwhile,
just catch the tail end of jabs dying. Roger's everywhere. He is all over this map, just crawling with power. 2, 1, and 11 on the Kunkka so far.
He is. He's been involved so much, and this is looking even worse than I thought for Mineski at this point. So many people going down in random locations. Dendi now farming the enemy jungle and pushing top. He is 200 gold away from a Blink Dagger 14 minutes in. That would have been okay if it wasn't for the fact that he had a Desolator already. He is monstrously farmed.
Out of control, almost.
Yep.
I mean, Glimmer Cape, you were mentioning it from Roger, and I thought, yeah, he's got like 700 gold. He'll be there in a couple of minutes, but...
No, he's just flying ahead. He's getting there way sooner than anyone on Mineski would ever want.
General, the kind of quiet hero of this game, just moving around, pressuring lanes definitely, drums up with the treads.
Playing his part, yeah.
He's going to be that sticking point, really, because he's hard to kill, but lots of damage. We've seen plenty of impetus shots just ruin Mushi. Really, General is just going to be looking for, where's the Lifestealer? Can I do damage to him?
You are probably going to die here, sir. Yep, he's going home. He does get the AA ulti out. Always some damage dealt, at least. And then it's going to be a tower trade, but already tier 1 bottom going down, and they're pushing for a tier 2. Snake's committed for this tier 1 since they're pushing power. Not quite enough, I guess.
Where's General? There you are. Go and steal some catapults, my dude. Go and grab some of those carties.
It's the creep fight.
Grab a Wild Wing, run it away, die. Nice D-Ward comes out, Ninja Boogie clears up an Observer as Mushi finally brings down that mid-tier 1.
Tier 2 tower going down without contest, though. This is so massive for NaVi. They're getting a lot. Oh, that was close.
Nice attempt by Roger.
Yeah. Just trying into a fog of war, realizing that there should be someone here. TPing out, perhaps.
Also tier 3 damage. Not much, but Catapult will get a few hits in.
They've started it, at least. They've started reaching the base. And there's a DD rune on bottom. Neither team knows right now, but that rune could be very big for either Storm or TA. Or even Void. TA looks like she might be the one to get it, but I think Storm is going to see it on the way down after this.
Nearly a kill on Mushi with a Chrono, but he toggles down with the Orb of Venom going. Dying to it, unfortunately.
That is...
Slight mistime.
My bad, says Roger.
Well, General gets the kill. Crystallized now with Shadow Blade on the horizon, nearly done. No Battle Fury nonsense from him. Mask of Madness, seeing as there's nothing.
Chen is going down. There's no way out of it.
Where? Oh goodness.
Oh, TA is activating. She has the Aegis, just diving.
Has the blink.
Slowed him up with the traps at first, and there was no way to escape. As Kunkka was chasing, he had to go into a tree line, and yeah, TA just goes in to finish the job.
Chen army's gone now as well.
This is looking horrendously for Mineski.
They're smoking up and looking for a play. So Void with a Mask of Madness, there's nothing to stop him in Chrono, so Mask of Madness here, just the biggest damage output item you can get on a Void.
That's true. It's also a very efficient farming item.
Yeah,
that's the main reason you would ever go for it. And the Shadow Blade, the attack speed combination, allows for so many bashes. So the DD rune finally gonna get snagged up by the Storm Spirit, who does have the Kaya and going in towards the Bloodstone.
The smoke doesn't come to anything though. Jabs will have it dissipate in just a little bit. But this is where NaVi, you know, Aegis is going to go in 20 seconds. They could think about making a play right here, right now. Mushi up on the front lines of this tier 2 mid. Dendi starts to focus it down. They're kind of goading and baiting Mineski to come and play into their hands, right? Because they have these big spells that they can launch into them. Maybe not the Chrono just yet, 40 seconds for it. Is this maybe a timing Mineski can exploit with Chrono down?
They have to be wary though, because there's still that Aegis. Oh, it's timing out just now though. Okay, could be a good time to look for a fight.
Well, they'll jump Roger, and that'll be a quick and easy one.
I think everyone on the side of Mineski is happy to kill Roger. He's been messing with him so much.
It really has. What's his score right now? 2-2-11. He's kept himself alive.
He's been doing a lot of work in general. He's been finding so many opportunities to find kills. And this Chronosphere coming off cooldown soon, with the Shadow Blade almost being completed on Voids. I think that's what we're gonna see. A little sneaky rotation with that soon. Bottom, they're looking to set up a kill on the TA. They do have the epicenter. If he pushes up here, then he could be in trouble.
Where are you going, Dendi? There's the burrow. Epi into Vortex. Is this the end of the TA's run? 502 into the Hex and Death. There we go. 400 gold goes into the pocket of Moon. 700 is the total bounty there for Jabs. A ton of money.
A ton of money indeed. It's a massive kill, and he pushed a little bit too aggressively. He thought he could blink out from any form of jump, but of course, sanking jump really, really quick. It's tough to react to that in time. And looking at Chen, we are seeing the Agonist build. Yeah, 1,250 gold for one kill.
Crazy. 1,600 swing from one kill.
Yeah, it's an important kill for sure.
Chen Ags being built up now by Ice after the Midas was complete quite some time ago. So he's going to look for those big old...
Going for the army build. He's telling the Ancients to repent. Soon he's going to come back and take them.
Convert them to his own.
Yes. Well, what do we have Crystallized doing? He did sneak around with the Shadow Blade for a little while looking for a pickoff. Didn't really find anyone as everyone is playing on the bottom part of the map from Mineski. But they do see the Shadow Blade completed now.
About a minute until the fastest Roche respawn as well. So it feels like NaVi trying to play around that. Get some vision around Roshan in a bit. Get the TA into that pit again as well. As Hurricane Pike on its way for Dendi, moving through his own jungle, but Mineski have carved a nice bit of the map away from themselves with a couple of kills. Roger down, Dendi gone, but Dendi seen by Jabs. Roger with a glimmer, moving forward. Torrent is going to get thrown out here after the X mark as Ninja Boogie's just absolutely obliterated.
They saw Dendi and they were like, we can kill him twice in a row, guys, let's go. But this time, every single player was there. Even the Void TP down did not commit the chrono, however, so he still has it, and they could do some damage. Tier 2 tower is gone, unfortunately, because they kind of want to push just that. They don't want a high ground, but they do want to take some objective.
Look at Moon. Very sneakily cutting waves. Stuck around, threw some remnants out to see where NaVi were heading. They shift in towards middle lane, steal some catapults here as General has the enchant up in a second. Get the double catapults moving forward and look for the tier 2 mid is super low HP, so they can probably grab that one for themselves. But it's really just NaVi maneuvering around Roshan, it feels like.
They're setting up, they're pushing out all the lanes and starting to take control of the area around Roche Pit. Getting this tower removed, there's only one more.
Oh, can they ice blast?
Bottom.
Yeah. There it is, in onto Mushi with the chrono as well. Hand of God comes in, but is it going to be enough with the torrent landing in? Mushi can rage and walk himself away. Infest inside, and he's got himself out. Ninja Boogie does get hit by the boat, but Mushi's out, alive and happy.
Yeah, he stayed safe there, and the Chronosphere was wasted, you could say, not getting that kill, so that's a nice little break here from Mineski, especially as Roshan is sort of coming up soon.
And Chen split pushing like a boss.
Yeah.
Had his creeps all the way on the tier 2 and forces a TP rotation from Dendi, brings the creeps back into the fountain. So Mineski now feels like they can go and make a play somewhere. Halberd up on Mushi. They've got the Serpent Wards ready. Storm Spirit, how close is he to this Bloodstone? Super, super close with the money he's got to finish it off potentially. But the fight around Roshan's going to be the key pivotal moment for both of these teams.
It is, so finding any form of pickoff right now is going to be absolutely massive. The smoke comes out from Mineski. They want to make a wraparound towards the top lane. There's only an Ench, not the biggest kill, but also not completely irrelevant. Just getting any form of kill is nice since you have the Bloodstone.
This is the start of the comeback. If things go well for Mineski in the next couple of minutes, General
jukes it out.
4 staff so quickly, they don't even know what hits him. Storm zips in though, catching out Seneco's Ancient Apparition. The Ice Blast clips across a couple of them, but the blast damage isn't there. And now with AA dead, Mineski unable to go into the pit, just with Storm being half HP, so they channel the epicenter looking for Dendi. They got the vision in onto the Templar Assassin. Oh, Dendi hexed up and killed. This is huge. Mineski, they've swung this game around now with a couple of good pickoffs. Can they go for tier 2? Can they go for Roshan? They've got objectives on the cards. This is, you know, monumental for Mineski.
It's pretty disastrous. That's the second time that Dendi gets a little bit too far out. I think he's having such a good game that he feels a little bit immortal, you know. You feel like we should be able to do this. And he needed to be much more careful. They do have 4 staff in his team, but he was not even facing backwards. He was facing to the east by the time the 4 staff hit him. So no way to save him really there.
The drifting sheep.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to take Roche still on the side of Dire because their damage is simply not that high. They went for the Halberd first on Lifestealer.
Yeah.
Very good build against TA.
And Void even.
For sure, for sure. Going to be helpful for sure.
I thought maybe they could go in with like Serpent Wards and try and do that with Chrono still down, but they've caught one over far west. It's General. This Ice army.
More blood for the Bloodstone. 17 charges. Already found 3 charges in just a little bit over a minute. Really, really fast scaling here for a Storm.
Hey, Ice. Calm down with the golems, okay?
More golems.
Jeez Louise.
All the stunts.
How farmed is he actually? 9k? He's not far behind the Void, honestly. Crystallizer's definitely slowed down in farm with
He is farmed, but it's kind of hard to translate that into actual value right now. But he is going to have the Ancients coming up as soon as the Courier is coming back. He's going to be able to take up some Ancient creeps. And of course, having that Black Dragon in your army and the Granite Golem, those two would really help these team fights.
Even just like moving a dragon down the lane, right?
Yeah, because you can split push so hard with them.
NaVi seem very 5-man focused around the Chrono, the Ice Blast. They want to try and take a big team fight. They've been spotted. A ward on the high ground, sentries are down, obs wards everywhere. Jeez, look at this. They clear the wards there, but Mineski, they see the obs and take that one out with the help of their nice little sentry. So nobody gains anything. Everyone just loses.
Yeah, but it's all just posturing. You want this Roshan so badly, you have to play around it entirely. No one is going anywhere else on the map right now, staying around this area. There is an Arcane Rune Storm Spirit, by the way, with Kaya. That is a really, really strong mana reduction, so we could have a big impact in the next fight. Since there are not too many stunts, we have to see what we can find. Oh yeah, get some zoom in on that. Look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful.
Yes.
Finally, we get to see it, the Thunderhide.
He just AFKs in the pit. That's the only reason he's picked it up. Scout out Roshan.
But he took over a dragon and he's shrining it up, making sure it feels good, you know. Sorry for hurting you, poor dragon.
Get into the sauna.
The dragons still look pretty derpy. They were made to look less derpy, but still.
I mean, they were literally goofy before with their teeth. Their teeth are still super weird. Like
they are, actually. It's just a forward-facing teeth.
Yeah.
It's not functional, Valve. How do you eat like that?
It's like Broodmother isn't really a spider. She's got too many, or not enough legs.
Good point, good point.
Valve doesn't know how to do animals. It's tragic. Well, Mineski finding themselves a little groove here, finding a foothold in the game. Dendi needs the BKB done right. He's very close to it, just needs the recipe as the rest of it over on his courier, but the swift blink away. Dendi not going to get caught by the epicenter this time.
Always playing on the edge. Dendi this time just barely escaping. That's pretty big though.
Did he react to ball lightning there, or was it
just... he was just getting out anyway. That was not reaction play. That was just it was time to get out. He did not stay all the way until the end there, and that's why they expected him to just kind of keep going, keep farming. But he got out in time. Now with Epicenter on cooldown, quite hard for Dire to contest Roche. And Sanking doesn't even have mana.
Thunder hide! Come back! And sinks into the ground.
There is a Granite Golem. Probably going to see that converted as well.
Mineski coming in. Half HP Roshan.
What can he do though?
Jabs. Forces the BKB of Dendi, but he might lose his life for this. The Hand of God comes out, but Jabs is gone. Moon has Mushi inside of him, infested in the storm as the dragon falls away.
With the BKB on cooldown, you want to be careful here. Void going back, but there are sentry wards down. They see him right now. This could be bad for Crystallize.
Oh, that sentry just out of the range of the other sentry. There's sentries everywhere, but none of the sentries see the other sentries just until barely. Finally a sentry comes out and gets out.
Sentries everywhere for sure.
Oh boy.
Roche is super low right now.
2,000 HP.
Stressful moment here for both teams.
Not too many hits until it's finished off. Mineski, Ice, he wants in. He moves forward.
Scared of Storm just balling in and taking that Aegis. He can ball in and grab the TA, right? So it's very scary for Dendi to continue taking out Roche here. They get some sentry down. That's good.
Hello, Chrono in onto Storm. The Ice Blast flies over, doesn't quite connect, but they still get the kill on Moon. Now Mushi in trouble. The life still bashed up. One more hit is all they need, and they get it as well. The buyback from Moon comes out. They need to contest this Roshan. They buy back both of their core heroes, coming straight towards the shrine. They have Infest again into Moon if they need it, but Roshan's not being taken.
Epicenter is up now as well. It's been so long that they have been posturing over here that Sanking is actually ready to fight, and they're just going to go in for the Roche.
Serpent wards. Mushi's in. Storm zips forward as well. Oh boy. Mineski, have you stolen this away? The boat after Torrent will fly forward, catching onto the two key heroes. Dendi with the BKB, trying to take down Ninja Boogie, but the Roshan snatch! Crystallize gets the Aegis. This is huge for NaVi. Mushi, disaster as the two buyback heroes gonna get taken down by General. One falls, but Storm zips away. Fortunately for them, they did take down the Aegis, but Ice, chased by Dendi, a double kill for the TA as he cleared through the rest of the heroes of Mineski.
Yeah, Dendi was pretty much just focusing on killing those two ancient creeps from Chen. So for a very long time, he was just murdering them and kind of slibulating onto Chen. Really good fight still for NaVi there. Crystallize coming in clutch again. I thought that Dendi was going to blink in and try to steal the Aegis Archis because he had the blink ready when it happened. But
he killed the Rasta, chased the Chen.
Yeah, he was just zoning. He trusted his Crystallize, you know.
He knew the Void had it going on.
Sanking still has ulti. Is channeling going?
Oh, in we go. Crystallize caught. Storm with the Vortex. They've got the Hex in. Crystallize is dead.
Force Staff not going to be able to save him this day.
Where's Dendi?
There's
running away.
Still cheese on this Storm if he wants to heal up his mana. He could go quite far here.
You're right. Dendi could get caught, but he blinks away. Mineski still moving forward, still disadvantaged on this Dire team, but still playing aggressively as though they're the ones that are ahead.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Buybacks were expanded there before Roshan as well, on the side of Dire, so they have bought back their Chen, they have bought back their Storm and their Lifestealer, correct?
Yeah.
I believe those are the heroes that were forced to use. So that is a lot of damage dealt, of course. Triple core buyback expanded. And TA moving in towards the Orchid next.
Storm doesn't have a defensive item, right?
He does not yet. He's going for the Orchid himself, so there's going to be a time when he cannot get away from that silence. Hopefully Chen can be there to save him, perhaps.
There's not even a Glimmer Cape or a Force Staff or anything on this Dire team.
Nothing.
All of these heroes seem very individually focused.
It is a little bit strange to have a team with not a single Force Staff. It's very rare to see in competitive Dota because Force Staff is really the way that you save each other. And if you look over to NaVi, they have 3 different ones, right? There's Kunkka, who also has the Glimmer Cape, so he's an expert at saving right now. And then the two Hurricane Pikes. Here they go. Oh, drops a sentry and sees that, oh, I'm dead. How fun. Missed the combo a little bit on Kunkka, but it has no impact whatsoever.
Playing with his food. Yeah. Crystallize hunting deeper, looking for...
they saw him.
Mushi.
They want him. He has no buyback. They know it.
You're right. The Ice Blast flies. This could be end of the road for Mineski. Mushi's dead for 60 seconds.
with the side blading from the creeps as well, adding so much damage into it.
Sick plays. NaVi ready to go now. Tier 3 middle lane. 544 health. Looks like it should be a simple takedown for them. They glyph their creeps middle to try and keep them alive against the Storm Spirit as he zipped forward and TP'd. Oh, he's not TPing back home.
They're gonna... Yeah, exactly. He keeps going. They are gonna lose the creeps. They could go up and hit right now. The creeps are close enough. They have a few seconds, but they're not taking out the tower. They now realize that they can kill it, but it was a little bit late.
They can finish this before...
No, they can't.
Oh, dear.
That's why they... If they realized a little bit earlier, they could have gone on that tower for sure.
3 or 4 seconds or so would have
Courier?
made the difference.
Gets glyphed.
It's a medallion. Who's that for? The Kunkka's Solar Crest? Mineski just pulling out all the stops to try and keep their base alive, and it's working.
This is a lot of downtime for NaVi. They do have a creep wave here, and they're going to try and protect it. Almost to the point they want to have a pipe just for saving creep waves against the Storm Ball Lightning. But they could go with that creep wave instead. They're going to farm a little bit more, I think. Taking a little bit slow.
Dendi setting up the traps down bottom lane. 5,000 gold saved on the TA.
Invest bomb by Mineski.
Orchid on the Storm is complete. I believe it's coming on the Courier. Indeed it is. So Moon has the Orchid. TA just finished off an Orchid of her own. But TA has the BKB advantage, right?
She does. So it's a little bit hard to bring her down with Orchid. It's still very good if you can time it after the BKB is out on Void, but do you live at that point is the question. Are you still alive?
Oh man. Dendi blinks east from mid lane as the scan hits red and he's like, no.
Yep.
I'm going to rejoin my team. Storm silenced. Here we go. Good Burrow Strike into the middle with Jabs and Mushi getting a lot done. Ice Blast will land, but the Yule Scepter from Jabs keeps him up in the air away from danger. But he's going to get focused down now with the impetus shots raining down from General. They find that kill as the Lifestealer is shredded by Dendi. Chen and Storm are the only surviving heroes, and they're the ones that now have to defend the base against the
And they're going
NaVi
straight
squad.
down the mids. Chen and Storm, they can do the send home trick and try to push out the creep wave, but Storm just gonna go and push top first since he realizes there's a creep wave up there as well. Should TP home immediately now though. He needs to be here, he needs to kill that wave.
That send back trick, oh man. You just reminded me of a game where Alliance were losing. It was S4 Storm, back when he was still playing mid for Alliance. Arcade Chen, of course. And they were losing like 30-5 or something. And they just kept doing the Storm zip mid, keep killing creep waves over and over again, like, die and buy back. And they like eventually came back with it, but it looks like this game NaVi have already cleared through mid lane.
I think Mineski already gave up, sort of. I don't know why he wouldn't go home and defend with Storm there. He could easily have killed this creep wave before it reached his base, and that would not have been too bad.
Well, they give up mid lane. Bottom tier 3 is glyphed, forcing NaVi to kind of reset, recuperate. Jabs goes in for a strike with the Moon follow through. They've got a lot of damage in onto Dendi. With the Hex, they'll control him, but it's the Chrono. The 3-man lands in with a boat torrent as well. This is the end of the road for Mineski and NaVi. They will continue rampant running through the enemy base. Only real hero left to defend is this big epicentering Sand King. Ice has nothing left to give. Sends his creeps into the battle, but they will fall like flies as NaVi clears through the entire squad, and GG must be coming. Mushi calls it. Good luck to NaVi.
NaVi
Mineski are done.
Gonna be the ones to take it. Honestly, I feel like every single game that we watched here, it pretty much came down to who got a draft that works better, a more clean, clear cut in the draft, because we called pretty much every single draft that looked stronger, and that was the winner. I feel the teams are able to perform at the same level, but NaVi just, in the end, in this game 3, they managed to get ahead quite a bit, I think. It was not a good matchup for the Storm on the mid lane. He struggled a lot, being level 5 against level 7 TA. They didn't really have good heroes against the TA to begin with. Maybe they forgot that, that was an option for them to go back into, because draft-wise, it feels like a little bit of a hole. I did enjoy watching the offlane Chen, though. That was pretty fun. He still had some impact in this game, but not enough to offset the disadvantage they were in.
You look at Mushi's game there, 1-11-2.
Yeah.
Armlet, he kind of got lucky that they won that fight bottom to give him some kind of comeback.
But it didn't really translate into something. I don't feel like they did too many Storm Infest bombs early on. He was mostly just farming, but if you're farming for a Halberd and then farming for a Yasha, you're not really going to win out in the late game.
Sub 5k damage on your lifestealer, half of that of the Kunkka feels...
He has half the damage of that of the AA.
Yeah.
It's not a good showing at all.
Atrocious, unfortunately.
So, sad way for them to go out, but NaVi, they advance in the tournament, they stay alive. And what do we have for our next matchup?
Coming up next, I believe we have Secret taking on who is it? VP. VP against Secret coming up.
That is
our next best of
one
3.
of the. Well, that is the highest prestigious matchup you could have in Dota right now. So do not miss it.
Do not miss it at all.
These are 2 of the absolute top teams that we have. So. Very excited seeing this one. This should be some quality game coming up.
Can't wait. Short break. Next series coming up in just a little bit, guys.